The Lion King is directed by Jon Favreau and is Disney's newest live-action adaptation, which is based on the 1994 animated film of the same name. And this movie basically retells the same story, where Simba is the rightful heir to the throne of Pride Rock, but after a terrible tragedy occurs, Scar, Simba is banished from the lands, and he must learn how to grow up and take back the throne that is rightfully his. First off the bat, I just want to say that this movie is absolutely stunning, and I really applaud the visual effects artists. It's probably the best thing about this movie. Seriously, this movie looks absolutely gorgeous, and it looks so photorealistic. It almost looks like the real thing, and that's when you know you've done it. And I did enjoy this movie, but I would be lying if I said I didn't believe that this Lion King remake felt like a cash grab. Actually, I don't even want to call it a remake, because did they actually remake anything? They didn't add anything new or unique. They didn't retell the story in a different way. Yes, some things are different, but it's basically almost identical to the original 1994 film, and if you've seen that one, then there really aren't any surprises. This movie is essentially a remaster, just like how video games have their remakes and their remasters. And how remasters of games improve their visual quality, and they might have changed some mechanics here and there. Games have that, it's not uncommon, and so I believe the same theory applies here, and a lot of people are disappointed in that. It's evident that this movie has a lot of mixed feedback, and it's really not that surprising either. But the problem with wanting something different or more than the original is that you risk changing the Lion King so drastically that it isn't the Lion King anymore. And then that sense of nostalgia is basically ruined. And so there's a fine line here, and it's hard to please everyone. But I think for what it is, this movie is enjoyable. I think that people who aren't as familiar with the original film might enjoy this movie a lot, such as kids or just people who haven't seen the original film before. I like the performances of everyone who took part in this movie, most notably Seth Rogen as Pumbaa. I think he was perfect for the role. And in the original, Pumbaa and Timon would bicker a lot, and so it was great to see that again here. And Keegan-Michael Key, who played one of the hyenas in this movie, I think he is awesome, and I was wondering what kind of role he had in this movie, and he was great. I think everyone did a great job overall. However, I still believe the original film was better because it felt more emotionally impactful, and there were some characters that I wish I saw more of in this movie. And I'm one of those people who aren't a big fan of Disney movies, probably because I feel like most of it is targeted towards kids. You know, most of these movies have a lot of humor that most of the time doesn't make me laugh, and there's always a lot of singing involved. I mean, I just feel like the singing breaks immersion. Like there's this intense scene in this movie and then he suddenly starts singing and I'm like, okay, I no longer feel tense anymore. I no longer feel this tension that's been building up, and that's not what I want at all. I'm pretty sure the original film had singing too though, so this isn't really an issue I have with this movie. It's more so Disney movies in general. I mean, I wouldn't even call this an issue really, because this is just my personal opinion. I know probably a lot of people like those things. Overall, you're going to have the good time with this movie if you just want to see a HD version of it, or it's been a long time since you've seen the original one, or you haven't seen it at all. Just don't expect it to be anything more than that. And that was me. I had a lot of fun with this movie, even though it had a lot of problems as a movie by itself. It has its laughs, the emotional moments, the gorgeous scenery. The score and the sound effects were also pretty good. A lot of people in my theater were all laughing and having a great time. So if you don't read too much into the mixed reviews or wanting something better or different than the original, then I think you will enjoy this movie. I'm going to give The Lion King a B-. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have you seen The Lion King? What did you think about it? Please leave a comment about your thoughts below. Like the video if you liked it, and drop a sub to help the channel out. Also, feel free to check out my previous video. Until next time.